Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and we are back with some more of the Gibraltar Challenge here on Foot Manager 2016. Now, in the last couple of episodes, we've been doing incredibly well in the Europa League, picking up 11 goals in 2 games over Steaua Bucharest, and we've really put ourselves into a fantastic position where I think we're almost certain to qualify for the knockout stage of the Europa League. That's a massive, massive thing for us, and hopefully that's going to continue to help boost up our reputation as well, which is going to be a really good thing for us. Since the last episode, I played 2 league games. We won 1-0 at home against Lincoln Red Imps. 20th minute goal by Eric Franks. It was a bit of a tricky game, that one, and Evola actually got sent off, so it was a bit of a tricky one. We held on for the last sort of 20 minutes or so though and got that 1-0 win. And then in the Senior League Cup quarter-final, we defeated Gibraltar United 5-1. 2 goals from Bobby Jones, 1 from Hernandez and 2 from Robert Tomic. So pretty good. So in this episode, of course, we do have a home league game against Cannons, and then straight into that game against AEK Athens. The game that if we do win or even draw, we are guaranteed the Europa League knockout stage place, which is incredible. It really is. One big problem though is that it's not even showing us that's how many injured players there are. We are missing Will Stevens as well. He's going to be in. Sorry, Joe Stevens. Sorry. So Ramito, Badji, and Stevens. So Badji's not in the Europa League squad, so that doesn't matter. So yeah, Ramito and Stevens are both injured for that one. So our goalkeeper and our main striker are both injured. Finbaird is coming back now. He's coming back. He's not quite ready to play yet, but he is back in light training, which is very, very good for us at least. But enough of me blabbing on. Let's get into that first match against Cannons and see if we can continue our dominance in the league. And here we are. As you can see, we are massive favourites for this one. 1-6 favourites against their 10-1. They've actually had quite a good start to the season. They've got 10 points from 6 games, which currently puts them in one of the Europa League spots in 3rd place. We, of course, have played 5, won 5. But, of course, Glasses United are ahead of us because they have they've played 6, won 5, drawn 1. So Glasses have had a very good start to the season. But I'm sure we'll take over from them here today. Team-wise, we've gone for a slightly different formation once again, just trying to keep the opposition guessing as much as we possibly can. We've got Alexander Tarasov in goal, the Russian. Very, very good player, actually. I like him. It was a great signing that was in the summer. Into defence, we've got 2 strong centre-backs in today. We don't normally do this before Europa League game, but they both lack in match fitness. So the first one, of course, is Stefan Dama, who's been out injured for a while. He comes in. Alongside him, Obef Pitinho, who's also been injured for quite some time. He's only got 71% match sharpness, so I thought giving him this game here today might get him ready for the game against AEK later on. And Jim Morrison against alongside them as well. A player who would keep him around for another season or so until he gains Gibraltarian nationality, and then we can sell him. Defensive midfield, Chris Morgan comes in. It's quite a strong team this actually for a league game. We don't normally play this strong. In the 2 midfield spots we have Anders Broger, who I accidentally forgot to play for quite a few games, so he's unhappy, but I'm sure we can get him back on side. Alongside him we have Khaled Masadi, the Algerian we brought last year or the year before, I can't remember now, but he's a good young player actually, 19 years of age, his stats are going up. Into the attacking places we have Bobby Jones, who scored twice in his last game. Decent little player for us, signed him from Chelsea on a free transfer. Has been with us for a couple of years now. He's more of a backup player, but he's playing quite a bit since Finn has been injured. We've got Sergio Tundi out on the attacking right midfield. He's just getting better and better, isn't he? He's lost a little bit of favour. He's been behind AD Day quite a bit, but AD Day is trying to angle himself and move in the next transfer window, which I'm a little bit unhappy about. Hopefully we can get him back on side, but at the moment he's causing some problems. And then up front we have Robert Tomic, who scored twice in that last game, the Slovenian striker, and alongside him we have Frank Banning, who's had a decent up and down season for us so far actually. He's played quite a few games here and there. This is only his 4th game of the season actually, but hopefully we can get some more goals out of him. Have they got anyone of any interest? Not anyone that I initially recognised the name of, so let's go for it. Let us go for it and see what we can do in this game. Want to get a nice convincing victory and get those centre-backs a bit of fitness as well. And then hopefully they'll be ready for that game against AEK Athens. I'll tell you what, I'm so looking forward to getting that stand finished. It should be done, hopefully, in time for the Europa League knockout round, I think. It's going to be done early March. I think it should be finished. So, depends when the Europa League starts. I've got a feeling it might end up being middle of February it will start. So, I might end up just missing it maybe, actually. That'd be quite annoying, wouldn't it? So Bobby Jones now sees the nice little run of Tomic, and Tomic saved by James, and it just screws across the goal line. Goes out for a corner. If one of our strikers was a little bit more on ball there, they could have potentially knocked that one in. And they're coming out on the counter-attack. No, it's going to be the end of the highlights. And we've got another corner Sergio Tundi to take. Plays the ball in. Batinho. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Oh, I bet Batinho nearly getting himself a goal there from centre-back. Now I'm hoping for a nice convincing victory here. I'd like to be able to take off Batinho before the end of the game, and potentially Dammer as well. I don't know if actually know if I've got two centre-backs on the bench. I didn't really check that. I should have done really, shouldn't I? But I'm sure we can figure something out. But I'd like to probably rest at least probably Batinho a little bit. I don't want him to get too overly tired in this one, because we definitely want to play against AK Athens. He's doing well here, Batinho, so far. Big ball forward to Tomic. It's going to come back to Batinho. He's really dominating that centre-back position. Having the three centre-backs, it's a formation that we don't play too often, but because the league is quite easy now, we don't often get a lot of teams attack us. We can afford to play three at the back and just be a bit more expansive and give some more of our strikers a chance, because we do have a lot of strikers at the moment on our books. Tundi's ball in, and there's Tomic with a goal on the volley. Great cheeky little goal that was. And we do lead 1-0 before the 10th minute mark. There's quite a lot of highlights in this first 10 minutes, weren't there, really? Quite happy about that. Sometimes you get some games where it's really, really quiet. The tricky finish that by Tomic. Had to really open his body up and go for that. So can we make it 2-0 straight after? Get a bit more comfort in our lead. I shouldn't imagine any teams are going to be able to come back and do well against us this season, but you never know, do you? Like I said, the last two seasons we've won every single game of the season bar one, and I want this to be the one season where we do win every single game. Of course, the other clubs in Gibraltar are getting stronger as well, because they've signed up a few of the players that we've released now, which is quite interesting to see. It's pretty good as well, because it means that they're still going to gain their Gibraltarian nationality without being with us. So as long as they stay for another few years, which they probably will do, because a lot of these players are now based in Gibraltar, and a lot of them probably aren't good enough to travel elsewhere and to join another club, so they're all joining these clubs. I don't know if it means that if these players are without a club, but they're still based in this country, whether they still gain the nationality. I would imagine they would do. But there's a couple of little bugs in this game that I've noticed, so you can never be too sure. Jones ball in, and Banning heads it into the back of the net, and on the 30-minute mark, or just before the 30-minute mark, we're 2-0 up. And Bobby Jones has been quite a good player for us actually over the last couple of games. I've completely forgot about him, to be completely honest with you. So it's great to get a bit more use out of him. Finn Baird has been out injured for a while, and I've been trying to play Ataganya quite a bit, and we've even played a Tundi out on the left as well, and we played Hernandez, our new signing in the summer, on the left a few times. So it's important to give Bobby Jones a bit more of an opportunity, I think. So I'm just trying to mix and match and let everyone get as much first team foot as possible, because I want to keep people happy at the same time. There's a few players that I think we can maybe sell off soon. I'm trying to keep a hold of the ones that could gain the nationality. That's what I'm trying to do, and then they will probably leave soon as well. Nick Harlton and Jim Morrison, two centre-backs, will both gain Gibraltarian nationality by, and there is Batinho with a goal. They should both gain Gibraltarian nationality by probably the end of the season, if not just a little bit after the end of the season, and then we can probably sell them off in the transfer window. And this time it was Banning with the cross, and Batinho, simple tapping at the back post really. It went for everyone, and Batinho just managed to poke his head up and get the third goal before half time. And it's good to see Batinho getting back on the goal scoring mark. He's had 3 goals this season as a centre back, and he hasn't even played that many games. It's quite impressive really. So I'm very happy, and let's continue on in the second half and do the same thing. Let us show the people around the world exactly what we're all about. Tundi now on the ball straight away in the second half, almost playing it into Banning. Of course, both Tundi and Banning are Cameroonian players. Nice little bit of link up there. Tundi has played for the national side on quite a few occasions. Banning never has. So I wonder, we've had Banning now for a couple of years as well. I wonder whether he's a potential at some point for gaining Gibraltarian nationality. Bustamante recently has, our Argentinian striker, but he needs another couple of years before he's eligible to play for the actual national side. Morrison heading the ball forward. It's only going to come as far as Carter, and they're going to continue attacking us here. Are they going to get a goal potentially, or can we get the ball back and catch them on the break? And they do get the goal. It's a goal from Murray. Lewis Murray with the third goal of the season for him. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I can't imagine they're going to come back too much. Let's have a look and see what we can do. Oh, let's watch the highlight first actually then. It's a good bit of play actually by Flynn to Carter, then through to Murray. I thought Murray had gone a bit too wide, but he just about managed to squeeze it past the goalkeeper. So who do we have on the bench? Who do we have on the bench? I thought that might be the case. We've got no centre backs. What we can do is we can put Dammer out to right back. That's not going to work, is it? Oh yes it is. Yeah, Dammer out to right back. We'll bring on Jared Murphy in place of Morgan and put him into left back, and then we can go forward at the back then. That means it doesn't work, does it? What my... Sorry, my mind's gone completely blank there. What am I supposed to be doing here? No, this does. I can't do this, can I? No. No. Okay, just cancel that then. We'll just leave it as it is. So I went a bit mad there for a second. I'll tell you what I can do. I can just bring on... I'll bring on Jared Murphy in place of Patino and just play him as a centre-back for a bit. He's got defensive qualities anyway, and I don't want to risk Patino getting too tired ahead of that AEK game. I can't believe I was so unprepared that I didn't put another centre-back on the bench. That's a bit stupid, really. Especially when you're playing a formation with 3 centre-backs and you don't put a single... Oh, Jones, cheeky little free kick. Yeah, when you're playing a formation with 3 centre-backs and we've got a single centre-back on the bench. Oh well. So Bobby Jones, a great goal there. And he's had a very good game once again, Bobby Jones, the young Englishman we signed up from Chelsea. Went straight through the wall into the bottom corner. So 4-1 now. And Bobby Jones is looking like he could get man of the match in this one. Great ball over the top, and Murray's on it again. Plays it in, and oh, good save by Tarasov. And Ruiz puts it wide. And Cannon's starting to turn the screw a little bit more now. I shouldn't imagine it's going to be too much of a problem though, because we are 4-1 up, and Banning now with a free kick. We saw a goal from one of these in the first half, and we've seen a goal from one in the second half as well. Very similar to the first goal. And Morrison puts it into the back of the net. And Cannons have really struggled in this game from set pieces. Poor defensive work, and for Morrison to come from that far back and put it into the back of the net is a little bit, I want to say, embarrassing for Cannons, but it's not the best thing that could happen for them. And I'm sure we'll get a chance to amend our Europa League squad in January, after the January transfer window, so we will be able to put a goalkeeper in. Stefan Dammer scored now. We started the game with 3 centre-backs, and all 3 centre-backs scored. Patino, Dammer and Jim Morrison have all got a goal. And that's what you need from teams like this. You need to be able to bring goals from any part of the pitch, and that's exactly what's happened here today. Goals from everywhere. So we had goals from 3 of the 4 attacking players and goals from all 3 of the starting centre-backs as well. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the game. A 6-1 win. I'm happy enough with that. You can't not be happy with a 6-1 win, can you really? And there we go. There we go. Very, very good win there at Cannons. And it's sort of to be expected. It's a little bit boring now, I suppose, to watch, because we are just hammering every single team we come up against. 17 goals scored and 3 against in the first 6 games. A little bit of a pee-take, isn't it, really? But we're top of the table, and that's all that matters. As long as we get back into the Champions League and the Europa League, I think our escapades this year is probably going to help us out once again with raising the coefficient in Gibraltar, and hopefully then we can start to raise some of the other clubs to get up to professional status. And here we go with the away game against AEK Athens. Now, they are the massive, massive favourites for this match, which sort of surprised me considering that we beat them 4-1 at home. So, not quite sure how that works, but you never know. They might actually be better than what they were. It might have just been a lucky first round, who knows. They've got some decent players. I don't think they're actually fantastic. That's their key player, who's probably about as good as a goalkeeper as Ramito. Of course, we don't have Ramito for this game, unfortunately. But team-wise, they're playing quite defensively, a 4-4-1-1 formation. We're going back with our general normal formation we play in the Europa League. We've still got James Sanchez in goal. Yep. We can actually offer him a contract if we wanted to, but I don't really want to. Renato Avola, who has just asked to leave if Verona make an offer, which is pretty gutting, but I put a price tag on him of 2.5 million, so if it does happen then it should be okay-ish. Centre back we have Obef Batinho, really good player. He's got his match fitness up a little bit with that game against Cannons. It's still not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. Alongside him, Simplice Mukendi, great Belgian centre back we brought in the summer. Right back we have Stefan Dammer back in there. He's not a great right back because his crossing and dribbling isn't fantastic, so he's not very good at being an all-out pacey sort of wing back, but he does the trick there anyway. In defensive midfield we have Anders Broger, of course, our young Danish player who needs about another 3 years before he can play for the Gibraltar national side, which would be great, but I would imagine he'll get called up by Denmark by then. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Alongside him, Luis Cabrera, the player we brought in the summer, the Uruguayan World Cup player. Up into the attacking positions, we have Martin Hernandez coming back in that attacking left position. He's done quite well actually for us this season so far. Had a few pretty decent games. Sergio Tundi is going to play as the central attacking midfielder, as Baez is got a slight knock, so he's on the bench. So Tundi's going to play. He's not played. He's played a few little games for us. He's not played as much as he normally does though. 80 Day, another player who wants to leave. He wants to go to Huddersfield when they make a bid in January. Hopefully that's not going to happen. And I think 80 Day might actually have a release clause in his contract. I can't honestly remember, and I don't really want to look because it's just going to depress me. But still. And then up front we're going to be playing with Eric Franks, who is replacing Joe Stevens, who is currently injured. Eric Franks has been with us for a few years now. He needs another 3 years before he can play for the national side. Okay, it's not with us that long then. But yeah, here we go. Of course, a draw here mathematically confirms us in the next round. But even if we lose, I think we should still be okay, because we are 6 points ahead of them with 2 games left, and we've got 17 goals better goal difference than them. So unless we get absolutely hammered by these and hammered by Dortmund, we should be okay. But like I said, a point here would just confirm everything. And the thing is, I still think we've got a better. I think we've got a better team than what our reputation says. Therefore, the odds are always sort of against us in these situations. So I think that's probably why. But as you can see, we've had 1 shot and 1 on target, which is more than they've had. We've had more possession in the first 20 minutes. So actually, we're looking in a better position than what they are. But they are like 1-6 to win this, and we're 10-1. But I think the odds are more down to, like I said, I think they're down to reputation more than the actual ability of the teams involved. But we're 0-0 at the half an hour mark, and like I said, if we can hold this 0-0 until the end of the game, I'm sure we're guaranteed that spot in the next round. And just what an amazing improvement that would be, considering, well, last year we got Champions League group stage for the first time ever. This year we're Europa League group stage. 2 years ago, before the Champions League, we never even got past the second qualifying round. We could not get past the second qualifying round. And then we got into the third, then we got into the playoff, and it was just... it's amazing how quickly we've grown. So I'm pleased how things are going. Keep it up. And they're all delighted with that, which is good. And it amazes me when you come to these places, just the size of the stadiums, and they're all packed out. That's the dream we have, is to get that sort of fan base going. I don't know how possible that's going to be in a country like Gibraltar, because the country itself is quite small, so getting a fan base that big would probably involve every single person from Gibraltar, every single resident coming to watch the matches. So 52 minutes, and we are currently still 0-0, which is good for us. We've had slightly more possession. They've had more shots than we have now, though. And I'm starting to think whether changing things up might be an idea. Maybe Eric Franks has just taken a knock, so I'm thinking... So we've got Bustamante, and we've got Banning, and we've got Baez. See, Atundi's struggling, he's only on 66. So I'm thinking if we bring on Baez, and we bring on Bustamante, just change that forward line up a little bit. I just took him off. I just took him off, and now it's telling me I've got to take him off again. So that's Atundi off, and Bustamante on. in place of Franks. So now we've got Joe Stevens and his backup Eric Franks both injured. It's not going too well for us at the moment, is it? Injuries are really starting to rack up for us now. I'm not quite sure why, because we're giving these players a lot of rest. The players that are playing in the Europa League are not playing in the league at all at the moment, or very rarely. Just to try and keep them fresh and injury free, but we're just having so many knocks. I don't know if I'm overtraining some of these players maybe. Cabrera. A goal here would be incredible if we can get it. Broga plays it out wide to Evola. The left back plays it back to Hernandez. Sees a nice little ball into Evola, takes the cross, and it's saved by Guerrero. The bit of an in-swinging cross, and it was always going away from the attackers. That's a big goal kick there by Guerrero, but it's only going to go as far as Cabrera. Great bit of work there by him. And I wonder, like I say, with this run now in the Europa League, after the Champions League last year, surely, I think we were only at 1-star reputation beforehand, which was an improvement because we were half a star before. Now we're up to 1 star, so we're getting there. But I'd love to get to 2-3 stars, because that's when you start to get to a real big sort of level. And they've scored, Vargas. It's 1-0 to AEK Athens. Like I say, as long as it's all down to goal difference then. If we lose this game, it's down to goal difference. It's not a major problem. It's not a major problem at all if we lose this. We've got 17 goals still on them. Or we have 16 now. No, it works out double, doesn't it? Because theirs go up one and ours goes down. So that 1 goal has put them 15 goals behind us now. So they've still got to score a considerable amount. And there's still 25 minutes left in this game for us to get one back. And we are on the attack. It's Patino. Plays the ball over the top, and Bustamante's got behind the defensive line. He's out wide though. Cuts inside. Plays it into Baez. Baez, oh, he put it wide. You were all on your own, Baez. All you had to do was knock it into the back of the net. He was all alone. Disappointing. So I think we'll probably just hold on to where we are. I was thinking of going attacking and trying to get that 1 goal back, but just thinking about it now, if we lose this game 1-0, it means that as long as we don't lose by 15 goals to Dortmund, we should be okay. And that also involves AEK defeating... Well, no, I suppose it's not 15 goals. We could lose by like 7. If AEK walk in and beat Steaua Bucharest 15-0, then we could be in trouble. Baez with the ball in. Come on, get the goal. Get the last minute goal. Go on. Oh, Day, why did you header it out there, Day? So, it's unfortunate. It's a 1-0 loss. It's not the worst result in the world, but... Let's say they were... unlucky. It wasn't our night. That seems to be the best one, I think. Give them a bit of confidence. But as you can see, we've got 1 game left. That is at home to Dortmund. AEK have to defeat Steaua Bucharest, and we would have to lose to Dortmund, and there have to be a 15 goal or 16 goal swing in the goal difference for them to be able to turn this one around. But I'm pretty sure that we're going to get through here. I'm pretty sure. But of course that'll have to be for next episode then, when we come back and we have to play off it against Dortmund. Is that at home, Dortmund? It is at home. What a great way to end the Europa League, at home to Borussia Dortmund. That'd be a fantastic game. But yeah, that's going to be next episode. Of course, we are going to have that away game against Gibraltar Phoenix first, and then the home game against Dortmund in the Europa League. And hopefully we can completely confirm our place in the knockout stage. Of course, as always, if you have enjoyed this episode, then please do hit that like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Also below there is a link to the Europa League, to the Europa Point Facebook and Twitter page. Go and check those guides out. They're really good, and they've been helping me out by sharing my videos and getting it to a wider audience. As is Links as well. Links, thank you very much if you are at this point, Links. I'll have to try and get an episode with a game with you on at some point. You've also been retweeting some of my videos and getting them out to a wider audience, so thank you very much for that as well. Yeah, I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time when we can confirm our place in the Europa League knockout stage.